I think the thing, the reason why I say men and women can't be friends. Actually, you know what? Did you want to call her friend first?
No, I'm not calling my friend. That will kill our relationship. It's gonna be just
That proves
opening
my
a
point.
door for them. You know, I'm not gonna do that. It will be like failing to me.
You guys want to know the uncomfortable truth about why it would kill your relationship?
Because he wants
Because
it.
they want to fuck.
No, it's just that it's not right. Of course, that if I ask you, you will say yes just because it's me.
Of course. No.
Yes.
He don't want to fuck you. He's a friend.
You don't?
No, he's a friend.
Well, but it's obvious that I don't know. I will not, and I'm sure that he either like he
Okay, so
has a girlfriend and everything, and he's older. I don't know. I just
It don't matter.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys why men and women can never be friends. And then you guys, I'll open it for you guys because what I'm going to say might piss you guys off, but I'm just going to say it. Women are useless outside of a relationship that has romance in it. And I'll explain why. You guys are weaker than us. You guys a lot of times don't have more competence than us. If you guys are dealing with us, we have to bring value to the table. When you guys deal with men, you don't have to bring value to the table. So for a guy to hang out with a female 90% of the time, he's the one that's providing most of the value. I don't know if you caught on, but I asked you, what do you do for your friend? Oh, I would do the same thing. But you never did do the same thing. But he did a bunch of things for you. Because men almost always have to provide value when they deal with women. But women don't always have to provide value when they deal with men. So when a guy sits there and is friends with a girl, he's basically fucking himself over because if he's not having sex with her, she's never going to respect him to the same level and get the best out of that woman. A woman can only serve one master. So if she's not having with you, she's effectively useless. That's why having a female friend doesn't make sense for men. She can't really help you with anything. Most women simply can't help most men. Now, are there some women out there, oh, I know XYZ, I got a network? Sure. But that's a minority. The majority of women can't really help a guy from a friendship standpoint. Well, I don't know if anybody agree, disagree with that.
valid.
What's that mean?
What does that mean?
She said valid. She said valid.
Valid.
She said valid.
She meant valid.
Valid to a certain degree. Like I would agree that we can't offer as much as a man can offer in terms of like, you know, strength and helping us with doing things. Like women are a lot more like, you know, like
Feminine.
yeah,
Well,
we're more
hopefully.
feminine. We need help with certain things. Like, and that's why it's nice to have
I would say you guys have far
male
less.
friends. But I would say that I have had sex with all my male friends. So you know, I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah,
like,
but what I would say is like you might not want to say it, but offer far less utility. than
no, I
men do.
agree. No, I agree. But we
So-
have so many different things to offer that men can't do too at the same time.
Such as?
Like we have our qualities too.
Such
I
as?
gotta name it though.
Well, like without women, it would be pretty boring for men. You guys love to fuck. You love to sit and spend time with women.
I'm talking
like-
about from a platonic
We'll-
friendship standpoint. Is
Oh,
my
a
point.
platonic friendship.
See,
mean
notice
as
how you
in-
went right to sex. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Women don't really have outside of
Will
sex.
you
my
I don't
introduce
disagree with
somebody?
that though, but I know my role.
Will you introduce somebody like not that you know that will provide you with something important to like to your parents, your family? You know, you want to have good friends close to you, or you want to date good women, so you can introduce them to your family. So
Yeah,
they
but that's-
will
that's-
have to
I'm
have
dealing-
something on
but
top of the table
you're-
for you to be able to take that decision.
Quality.
You missed the point. Like the man's dating her, so it's not the same. I'm talking about it's pointless for a man to be friends with women. That's my point, and I explained why.
Yeah.
Because women don't really offer much utility if you're not having with them. And I know that's a
That is a
controversial point.
utility though, no?
Huh?
Is that not a utility?
That's the only utility.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but it's still a good utility. It's a very valid utility. It's a pretty important utility.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, it's your only
yeah,
utility.
Yeah, but it's very important. So it's a pretty valid one.
Yes.
But it's the only one. Which is why being friends with women is absolutely stupid.
Cooking, cleaning.
You can do that yourself.
You can, but men expect women to do
And
it.
let's be honest here, most women that are in a platonic relationship with a guy aren't going to cook and clean for him like that.
I used to date a guy that I used to manage his business.
She said cook and clean.
Exactly, and that I mean I do that too, but that's not all.
You're not going to do that for a guy that's in a friend zone, bro, is what I'm trying to explain here.
I'm actually
No,
looking
that
for
would be
somebody to do
mothering
that.
him, though.
Women only give their best to the guy they're fucking, bro. That's what I'm trying to explain here. You guys don't treat men that are in the friend zone with the same level of respect, and you don't give them everything like a guy you're having sex with.
My man, my male friends don't come and do my dishes though. Like,
Wait. That's,
My female
Like you're
friends buy
saying,
me
you're saying
cigarettes.
that like women don't do the same for men, but like men don't come do my dishes.
Would
like
you
they
go
might
do a
help me with the
man's
odd thing here and there.
No, you would
they
go
have
do a
other
man's dishes?
things that they do.
Okay,
No,
look.
fuck no. This is what I'm saying.
My argument is that men provide far more utility than women do in a friendship, so therefore it makes no sense to be platonic friends with a female. Because if you're platonic friends with a female as a guy, you don't have sexual access to her. And if you don't have sexual access to her, 90% of her value and utility is gone. So it makes no sense to be friends with a woman. What ends up happening when guys are in the friend zone is they end up changing tires, coming late
Unless
at
you want to
night,
be friends
hanging
and
out.
fuck, though.
What was that?
Unless
Like
you want to be
friends with
friends and fuck,
benefits.
you know?
That's
You can
hardly
have a
ever a
friend
thing.
Did you miss the
fuck.
part where I said platonic?
I don't really know what you mean by that, though.
Speak to Mike, please.
Well, platonic means there's no sex involved, nothing of the sort. It's
So just a normal
Nothing
friendship.
romantic
Exactly.
Yeah, just a standard friendship.
so that's the basis of the argument. You're going on a whole different tangent, which is fine, but that's what it means.
I thought that was the tangent.
By the way, are you okay? You seem kind of out of it.
I'm okay.
No, she wants to leave for some reason. She keeps looking at me. I told her she doesn't want to talk about anything personal. I agree with her, and now all of a sudden she wants to leave right now. So, up to you. If you want to leave, you can.
Yeah,
dip.
you can
Yeah,
leave.
Thank
she's
you
been,
so much.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You get dip. Melissa, get up.
She hasn't
please.
said anything anyway.
I know. She's just
cares?
sitting there. Just, I don't know. Just
By the way, she married that nigga for a green card, 100%.
watch party type, man.
100%, bro.
What a send off. Nice.
Yo.
I used to investigate marriage fraud. 100% bullshit, bro. 100% bullshit.
Were you born here?
What was that?
Did you born here in this country?
Were you born here? Yeah, he was
Were you
born
born
here.
here?
He's American.
Yeah.
Were you,
Oh, good for you.
sir? Were you?
What does that have to do with me investigating marriage fraud?
No, because you're just judging her for some reason that because she didn't born here. You're saying that she got married to somebody because she needs what, being here or what? Tell me.
Dime. Oh,
Did you
God.
not hear the part where I said I used to investigate this stuff?
Oh, for real? Like legally?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Do you know what you used to do for a living?
No,
Okay.
I don't know him
Gotcha.
at all.
Well, he's telling you.
Yeah, when I said I
investigate.
used to investigate it, like, and this is some bullshit, like, why would you respond with, were you born here? What does that have to do with anything?
No, just because that's like something that you judge people because they didn't born here.
This is getting too political. We're getting way too political right now.
This is a
Because if they
political
born,
podcast.
We haven't
if
talked
they
about
born,
politics at all.
And
yeah,
dating
if they
podcast.
born
No, but that is
here,
political, no?
No,
Like,
it says dated for a green card. That's the same shit. Dating.
if they born here, then they don't have the option to get married for papers. You can get married. I don't know if you understand my point.
No, I
Probably
understand
not.
your point. Look, marriage fraud is a very common crime in Miami, especially. I used to put people in jail for this shit. I know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to green cards and people making marriages work so they can go ahead and get green cards.
Well, I'm
Okay.
not stupid, love. Thank
That was a dumb
you.
question. If I literally say, yeah, this is some bullshit, I used to investigate this, clearly I'm speaking from some position of authority where I understand that more than likely she might be involved in some kind of fucking marriage fraud scam. I know what I'm talking about. Okay?
You're hurt.
Something
No.
is off there.
Actually,
And the fact that she's only been married 3 years makes a lot of sense because that's typically when they get the LPR card.
also, you know what's funny? You don't even know the whole backstory.
No.
That's why you're just speaking out of arrogance.
Wait.
So ignorance.
Wait.
She
hold on.
told
Incredible.
she told us don't talk about dating her personal life. Why is that?
Excuse me. What did you say?
She told us not to
Uh-huh.
question her about her dating life and her marriage. Why is that? Can you guess why that is? Since you're so smart.
doesn't want it public knowledge.
No, but why?
Because it's true. Is it true?
What?
You asked her what was her relationship status, and she say married because
Yeah, but she
she's
doesn't
married.
want us to talk about it in detail. Why is that?
I don't want to speak about
'Cause it's
my
true.
personal
I'll
life
tell you why.
either.
Because she probably hasn't adjusted her green card yet, and she probably has an interview set up with CIS soon. And she's got to go ahead and make sure she does the interview and everything fucking checks out.
So
Yep.
how she ended up on here then? Where did you like?
So what happened was,
how do
she
you
came-
invite these people on here? Like,
No,
I'm
she came
confused.
thinking it was going to be more like general versus more personal, and she didn't
Right,
want her stuff
okay.
out there. That's why she
Got
said,
it.
"Oh, please don't
And
talk about it."
typically, when
More
a
like
woman
in
is married,
general.
she's happy about being married. She's happy to talk about her life. She's happy about her man and building a family.
Exhibit A.
But she doesn't want to talk about it. You want to know why? Because more than likely
love
she
my
got
man.
it through fucking fraud.
I love you, babe.
Okay?
Period.
So, again, we saw the signs. Clearly, this woman is just trying to make shit happen. Probably has a CIS interview coming up, which is why she doesn't want any of this stuff to be used against her later on. Because they're going to put her dumb ass under oath and make sure she tells the truth. And if she doesn't, she can lose her status.
And Trump is here, so deport.
Wait,
There you go, ladies.
Now we're talking about politics.
wait.
It's fucking
you know what?
incredible.
My Fresh, I've noticed you told her facts, right? Hey, this is what I've done. This is my career. And the first stupid shit she said, "Oh, you're hurt." No, he's not hurt. He just told you what he
Common
did for a living.
sense. It's obvious.
But I'm not telling him it's stupid.
His
That's not
emotions-
nice.
No, you said he's hurt. How is he hurt? He's telling you facts. Like, why are you responding with something emotional? He's telling you facts. Come
no,
on, use
it's
your
not
brain here.
emotional. It's not emotional. I
You
just
just
feel
said
that she has a
Immigration.
lot of
Look.
experience, I
Stop.
guess.
Stop. Immigration is literally my wheelhouse. There's no one on YouTube that understands the INA better than I do. I know how this shit works. She's 100% involved in marriage fraud. 1,000% I'm confident that she is. The fact that she doesn't want to talk about it, she's been here for 3 years. She's from the Dominican Republic, a very poor country where a lot of fraud happens with this shit. Guaranteed, more than likely, she's probably committing some type of marriage fraud. Very common here. $10,000 to $20,000 you pay, someone marry you, help you get your LPR card, divorce after the fact.
How long do you have to divorce after the fact for it to be valid? Like, surely there's people, like, obviously you worked in it. How long do people watch it for?
I just
As in,
told you, like, she could just make it work for somewhere between 2 to 5 years, make it work, and then
Okay.
she could divorce after.
Okay.
Look
I'm
at
not saying it's a real thing. I'm just getting some ideas.
Yeah, I know you want ideas, yeah. But yeah. So listen, you're trying to be funny, but you're not funny by any means.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's just like, all right, whatever. It's just,
Should we go to Rumble?
I guess we can. I don't know, man. Like, holy. But yeah, the fact that she didn't want to talk about that shit, bro, that's a big red flag. And you know what's funny? Every single time we've ever called a girl out for marrying a guy for papers, we've been right, actually, on this show. There's been a couple girls that we were
Brazilian
like,
girl?
yeah.
Who else? The girl from Venezuela, actually.
Yeah.
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
So, hey, we don't miss, man.
Yeah, bro, every single time. Look, let me guess, are you here on TPS?
I applied for political asylum 8 years ago.
How'd I know that?
Asylum.
What does that mean? Sorry.
Don't worry, you don't qualify. But how did I know
just
that?
wanna know.
How did I know that you're here more than likely on TPS?
If you're in
on
danger-
asylum from Venezuela.
Well, after all, I applied for political asylum. Sorry, for TPS too.
That's my point. But how did I know that? Without even speaking a word to you about immigration, I
The
already knew.
majority of about the political asylum, you say the TPS. The TPS came up like 2 or 3 years ago. I am here 8 years ago, and I pay for my political process a lot.
80-90% of the Venezuelans that are in this country typically have TPS or they're claiming political asylum.
course,
But how
there's
would
no
I know
way.
that? Is my point.
No,
Clearly, I know what I'm
not-
talking about. Is what I'm trying
I'm
to
not
say.
discussing your what you know.
You were trying to earlier.
Yeah, you're
I'm
trying to
discussing
question.
her point. I don't know. She doesn't have to speak about her personal life for.
So you defended her without even know all the facts.
I'm not defending nobody. He asked her about her personal life. He was being like so straight. What's your personal, your single, your status? What's your age? Just straight.
What did you just say? I don't understand what you just said, bro. Anyhow.
Nigga saying, Edge, you got your cousin. Bro.